This week on Channel 8 News, we take a look at Deer World, the Board Game Cafe, a behind-the-scenes look at Channel 8, and more. Channel 8 News starts right now. Thank you for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Alex Sanchez.
And I'm Angela Luna. Last Thursday, I had the opportunity to attend SAC's Deer World event. Let's take a look. Last Thursday, the Student Activities Committee hosted the Deer World event. Over 100 students and members of the Maryville community attended.
Deer World is a community building experience. Really the reason we brought Deer World here is to bring Bearcats together as a family, both faculty, staff, and students. But what they do is they take portraits of students and they help evolve stories and bring them out and then help people connect on their different stories.
Of those stories were first-year graduate school student Max Maldorf and junior TJ Johnson.
Okay, so one of the SI leaders, that's a program I'm a GA for, came into the office and she talked about it. Asma Hassan, she's on Student Senate, very engaged student here at Northwest, and she talked about that my boss and I should go to it and we can share our story. So it sounded really intriguing. I didn't know really what she meant by that. My story was about when I told everyone in Germany that I wanted to go study in the US, and I was faced with a lot of criticism and negativity, and I thought, I'm gonna prove all of you guys wrong. I'm gonna make it work. Besides having been told you're destroying your life, you're throwing your life away and all your opportunities, I found a way to come to the US and I've never regretted it since, and I had to give up a lot of things, but I made it work. And I have a tattoo of an astronaut right here. And the saying that Asma and I came up with was, if I remember right, I was floating through space like an astronaut looking for his dream. I was here, and then on the other arm, America was the planet I landed on. And that's actually what the astronaut stands for, and for me as well. So that's what I came up with.
What I had written on my arm was the home and homecoming. That was my portrait. And it talks about my transfer here my freshman year, I was a Missouri State Bear in Springfield. And then I decided to come visit some friends on homecoming. And that was when I decided that this was gonna be my home. And then I talk about my transfer here and how I came for an official tour in February, and then I decided after my freshman year, Northwest was going to be where I was going to finish out my school.
I think everybody should look up Deer World online. There's a lot of cool pictures, a lot of cool stories to listen to, and here on campus I think we should have that dialogue with everyone and ask everyone you meet, what's your story? Because that's mine.
Reporting for Channel 8 News, I'm Angela Luna.
When we come back, we'll take a look at your Northwest event report. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Angela Luna.
And I'm Alex Sanchez, and this is your Northwest event report.
On Monday, February 5th to Wednesday, February 7th at a Union informational table, SAC is sending flowergrams. Stop by the booth in the Union to send a rose to your loved one for free. SAC will send an email to the recipient to pick up their roses on Tuesday, February 13th and Wednesday, February 14th.
On Monday, February 5th from 3 to 4 p.m. in the Union Meeting Room D, students can learn how to find an internship. This event will help you clarify your goals and organize a search strategy that meets your needs. Find out about sources, events, and Northwest academic credit internship process, and more.
On Monday, February 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Pizza Ranch, come out and support raising money for the Alternative Spring Break. This organization will receive 10% of each purchase to support their trip to assist with Hurricane Irma disaster relief in Jacksonville, Florida.
On Tuesday, February 6th from 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Student Engagement Center in the Union, speak with a nurse from the Wellness Services. Each session has a theme, but you aren't limited to only those topics.
On Tuesday, February 6th from 12 to 12:45 p.m. in the Union Alumni Dining Room, students and employees are invited to participate in a free meditation time offered twice a week by the university's wellness services. The meditation sessions introduce individuals to the ancient practices of mindfulness and meditation and allow participants to engage in the practice of meditation. Participants are encouraged to bring a pillow or thick towel to sit on.
On Wednesday, February 7th from 3 to 4 p.m. in the Union First Lady's Dining Room, Barricades Through Thick and Thin takes place. Most people experience stress, grief, or loss at some point during their college career. This is a time when students, faculty, and staff may come together to receive guidance and support with issues such as stress, grief, or loss.
On Wednesday, February 7th at 7 p.m. in the Union Boardroom, Crash looks at the world through various racial and socio-economical experiences. Join the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to watch the film and engage in a discussion after the movie.
On Thursday, February 8th from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Union Living Room, the Department of Language, Literature, and Writing hosts authors E.J. Koh and Amy Meng. The event is free and open to the public. This event will include a reading and questioning answer session.
On Saturday, February 10th at 6 p.m. in the Union Ballroom, join the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for an evening of gathering and great food. The annual Soul Food Dinner is a time for sharing stories and learning more about the history of the food eaten by many African American families. The event includes a program and keynote speaker representing Tuskegee Airmen. Tickets are $10.
That's all for your Northwest Event Report. When we come back, we'll take a look at some more recent news and events. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Angela Luna.
And I'm Alex Sanchez.
Last Friday, Jusani Jackson had the opportunity to attend First Friday Culture Talks. Let's take a look.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be from another culture and having to adapt to a new way of living? Ever just want to sit down and talk to another student from a different cultural background but didn't know how? Well, here's your opportunity. The Office of International Involvement Center hosts First Friday Culture Talks every Friday at 3 p.m. located in the B.D. Owens Library in room 108. With each week being a different topic, students are able to come and share their experiences and views in a safe, open environment.
Every month, and so like all the students from different cultures and different nationalities, they come over here, and like in every Friday Cultural Talk we have a specific topic, this time it was like civil rights movement. So all the we have the speakers from different countries. Like this time there was from Saudi Arabia, Nepal, India, and from China. So they tell like how their rights are over there, and how like they feel in America, and what kind of things they are facing problems with, and how they're adjusting their new culture here. So it's just like making all the students feel comfortable in their different culture, as they are all international students, and when they come to America they get like a culture difference. And so it's all about like talking about the different cultures and making the student feel comfortable here, and if they're facing any difficulties they can share the stuff out. And moreover, like this is the really good thing by which like students can, like if you don't know about any cultures, like you can come here and you can like get to know about the culture from like all over the world, because like we have the students from different countries who can tell you like whatever questions you have, and it can explain you like a lot of like stuff from the different cultures.
With over 35 countries represented here at Northwest, you never know what story you might hear that causes you to look at things differently. First Friday Culture Talks gives you that chance to not only share your story, but learn from another. Contact the Office of International Affairs if you have a topic you want to talk about or to get more information.
Thanks, Jusani.
Molly Gardner was able to get the behind-the-scenes look as to what makes Channel 8, well, Channel 8. Molly?
This week I went behind the scenes of KNWT Channel 8 News. KNWT produces 9 shows every week, ranging from news to video games. Producer of Channel 8 News, Jackie Harding, says each week Channel 8 produces a show about news going on in and around Maryville.
Channel 8 is just basically the news show that we have. We have the 9 different shows. Channel 8 just focuses on the news. We have news around Maryville, news around campus, news, national news. So we have a CNN affiliate that we use, so we can use stories off them because we don't really have the resources to travel out to those places to get them.
Harding also adds this is a job that she will look forward to doing in the future.
To be a producer because it's actually something like I want to do whenever I guess get older. As I move on to the real world and I graduate in December, I want to be able to move my way up to being a producer at some news station, hopefully one day before I'm 80 years old.
News anchor Alex Sanchez says even though he's an anchor, he enjoys both parts of the production aspect.
I decided to be an anchor. It was kind of like in my sophomore year, and I wanted to try something new because I've always been behind the scenes. And so I really wanted to be in front of the camera, see what that was like. And I started with the media outlet, which is now Nerd Central. And I hosted their show for, I think it was a semester or 2 semesters. And then they asked me to do Channel 8, so I was like, yeah. I mean, I always wanted to try news. Being in front of the camera is kind of a new experience, but I really like it. And being behind the scenes is a lot of work that doesn't get recognized as much, but it still feels good when it's out there and everybody likes it.
Sanchez adds that if you would like to be a part of something, all you need to do is try.
I think if there's anybody out there that's kind of hesitant on trying to anchor and stuff, I think that they should definitely try it, even if they're kind of scared at first. Go ahead and do it because nothing's gonna come to you if you have to go chase after it. So.
There is a lot of hard work that goes into making a show every week, but there are also a lot of laughs as well.
Oh my God. No!
Aren't you guys about to leave?
Oh no! Tua's finally gonna go.
How you doing? Can't do anything right.
But we managed to make it work every week.
Reporting for Channel 8 News, I'm Molly Gardner.
Thanks, Molly.
When we come back, we'll take a look at some national news. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Alex Sanchez.
And I'm Angela Luna.
One of the top national news stories really tears at the heartstrings. 19-year-old Dustin Snyder only had a few weeks to live, and his dying wish is to marry his girlfriend. Our CNN affiliate has the story.
Dustin, Sierra, you may seal this declaration with a kiss.
With weeks left to live, Dustin Snyder got the one thing he wanted, to marry his high school sweetheart, Sierra. She's been by his side ever since he learned he had cancer.
Probably after my first surgery, when she was there for me in the hospital for 10 days straight, didn't ever leave. That's when I knew she was the one.
With you here, makes this life I lead worth living.
The couple thought the cancer was gone in November, then January. They got the worst news. It was back, and the prognosis wasn't good. Sierra was there for that, too.
I wouldn't have been, without her and my family, I wouldn't have had any strength to be here right now.
That's why Dustin knew he had to put a ring on her finger as soon as possible.
You are truly my soulmate. I will always love you.
And Sierra knew she had to stay by his side.
Kindness goes a long way, and you love them, be there for them, why not?
And this entire ceremony is quite remarkable. The couple planned it in 4 days.
So honestly, we don't know how much longer he does have. I hope it's a very long time, and I'm grateful for every day that he wakes up.
The rings, the venue, the dresses, everything was donated.
I can't thank everybody enough who put this together. They're definitely miracle workers for sure.
And thanks to the online donations, the couple can now enjoy their honeymoon at Disney. Reporting in Central Florida, I'm Stephanie Claytor.
The Secret Service is warning banks about a hacking scheme called jackpotting that lets someone steal money from ATMs. This is the first time this type of scheme has made its way to the United States. At least 6 attacks happened last week, ranging in location from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf region to New England. Thieves have stolen over $1 million in attacks so far. Our CNN affiliate has more.
What we are seeing here is criminals turning ATMs into slot machines. Now, in the past, we've seen skimming devices used, but that's when the criminals actually get a hold of our information, the consumers. We walk up, use our ATM cards, and then those devices give them our information and they steal money from us. This takes it to a whole other level. What one of the ATM makers that's been hit here is describing are criminals getting physical access to the ATM, replacing the hard drive, just like you have a hard drive in your computer at home. ATMs also have hard drives. Those are being replaced, and then the criminals are actually using an endoscope. Now, that's a tool you think of usually being used in a doctor's office, but in this case, it's being used so that the criminals can see inside of the ATM, the image popping up, live video on their smartphone, and are actually resetting a button. They're pushing it so it resets the ATM, and then cash is spewing out. Now, what's very alarming here is that this started here in Europe, and we've seen it in Asia. Lately, we've seen it in Mexico. Now it's spreading to the United States. The ATMs that are being targeted are usually standalone ATMs, the types that you might see inside a pharmacy or even at a bank, but in the drive-through section of a bank. And this is a reminder to all of us about the importance of updating our computer systems, because take a look at what one of the makers is saying, Diebold Nixdorf. They say the ATMs that are currently being targeted are older, legacy Diebold units. It's important to remind financial institutions to keep their security up to date, much like updating the batteries in your fire alarm. So whether it's reporting on cybersecurity for your computer, your phone, or even for ATMs, so many times it comes back to one principle, that you have to keep your phone and your computer updated, just like these companies need to keep ATMs updated so that we don't walk by pharmacies and see the ATMs spewing out cash. I'm Samuel Burke in London. Back to you.
Child development advocates are calling on Facebook to discontinue its new Messenger Kid app, which is targeted at 6 to 12-year-olds. Last week, more than a dozen organizations and about 100 health experts sent a letter to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, saying the new app will likely damage a child's healthy development. The organization stated that the demographic doesn't have a fully developed understanding of privacy, such as content appropriate to share with friends or who has access to their conversations, photos, and videos. Facebook said it took steps to address the concerns, and it put a safeguard for cyberbullying, such as flagging inappropriate content and block users. However, even those steps are not enough to calm those experts down. Facebook spokeswoman said that the company has no plans to shut down the Kids App Messenger app.
Officer Ryan Holitz says he did the right thing when he came across a homeless pregnant woman about to do drugs behind a convenience store. He stopped her and told her she was going to harm the baby. The mother didn't know where to turn, but wanted a safe home for her baby. Holitz didn't take her to jail. Instead, he decided to adopt her baby. The Albuquerque, New Mexico police officer was landed on one of the biggest stages during President Trump's State of the Union address. Trump stated that the officer and his wife embody the goodness of our nation.
The President of the United States.
Even as a young kid, Ryan Holitz found watching the State of the Union address on TV mesmerizing. But a front row seat to the rich pageantry, seated next to the First Lady, was never even a remote fantasy.
He's here tonight with his wife, Rebecca.
And a standing ovation from the entire chamber? Forget it. It all had to be a far-fetched fairy tale, but it wasn't.
To get a standing ovation at the State of the Union speech, what is that like?
That was pretty amazing. It was just incredible.
Has it sunk in yet?
No, of course not.
Looks like you guys are getting ready to shoot up over here.
The president recounted the story CNN first shared last month, captured by Ryan Holitz's body cam.
Ryan was on duty when he saw a pregnant, homeless woman preparing to inject heroin.
Why are you going to be doing that stuff? It's going to ruin your baby. You're going to kill your baby.
In that moment, Ryan said he felt God speak to him. You will do it because you can. Then he went home to tell his wife, Rebecca. In an instant, she agreed to adopt. The Holettes named their new daughter Hope.
Baby Hope, cradled by Rebecca Holitz throughout the speech, won't remember this night, but her family will talk about the thunderous applause she inspired for years to come.
Ryan and Rebecca, you embody the goodness of our nation. Thank you.
The Holitz family spent the afternoon before the speech visiting the White House. A short visit with the president and vice president.
You told me you felt a responsibility to kind of carry the right message and do that. Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish?
Yeah, I believe so.
In what way?
I've been saying over and over that people are valuable, and that I think came across.
Baby Hope toured the grand rooms of the White House and iconic grounds outside, and there was a selfie with the other guests of the first family in the motorcade from the White House to Capitol Hill. And the magical night ended with Ryan Holitz simply thinking about Baby Hope's future.
To me, the most important thing is the fact that she has a family who loves her, and she's going to grow up in an entirely different environment that she could have, and that's the most important. This will all fade away.
We were at the Kirtland Air Force Base for 4 years. Oh wow, we moved somewhere else and then we moved back after.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week.
For more information on stories that matter to you, you can like us on Facebook at /KNWT8 or follow us on Twitter at KNWT8News.
Northwest Sessions is up next. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Alex Sanchez.
And I'm Angela Luna. Have a good night.